I have been torn, folks, just absolutely torn about whether to make this video. And I've decided after reading everybody's comments that I'm going to make this video because I took down the first one with my review. I had some inaccurate information there was a mix up in the pre-release information. And so I took it down. And then I've had some discussions with the fine folks over at Supply. I just got off a lovely phone call with one of them. And I told them about my concerns, the things I like, the things I didn't like, the proprietary blades and all that stuff. So I decided I'm going to redo a review of this Supply Single Edge Max razor because I honestly do think it's a very good razor. I've been using it all week in preparation for this. I've been thinking about this, folks. I really have. I really, really have. I've not been coerced. I've not been paid. I've not been told you better put it back up. This is all just me. It's the same old thing I would normally do with anything. So anyway, I took a shower, did my hair. This is the most Ed Grimley hair. I've got to get this trimmed. This is ridiculous looking, but I'm going to leave it just as shame and punishment for myself. So the Supply Single Edge Max razor, it is from my friends, and I do consider them my friends, because they are nice. The people that I've been in contact with this whole time and throughout the years have been very nice. They sent me this a while back, and let me just get I did an unboxing and a whole thing, and this is their newest. They've come out with, they came out with like the Supply SE and the SE Pro and the disposables, but this one's a totally redesigned pivoting head, which I love. It's got a flip top, which I love. It's got magnets in there somewhere. I think there's some magnets in there somewhere. And it feels good in the hand. It's heavy. It's not stainless steel. It's made out of aluminum. The handle is aluminum. And the shoulders, as they call them, are aluminum. This is zinc up here. So that's the materials, but it's got a nice heft to it. It's not too light. It's got this sort of stair-stepped handle, which is easy to grip. And and it's a single edge. It uses these proprietary 3-hole injector style blades. Now they want you to use their cartridge, as they call it, which I also, I don't want to add more plastic to the shaving world, but they replaced their side injector with this. So that's what this is, and I'll show you how it works. It's got some blades in there. It's got 8 blades, I think, for $12. And you just turn this thing. I know this thing has magnets in it because you go like that, and then you come back. Oh, go all the way around. Oh, did I use them all up? Oh, there it is. There we are. I've been shaving, folks. I've been shaving with this thing. So they're held in there by a magnet, and they did this, the side loading injector you normally get. As I was just discussing with the gentleman on the phone, the head of this is so much smaller, it'd be too bulky if they tried to do a side injection. So their solution was pop a top again, and stick it like this, put it right on there, and then it grabs the blade, and then you don't have to touch it. Put this back in your drawer. Make sure it's lined up. Sometimes it doesn't line up perfectly. Those 3 little nubbins on there. There you go. And then close it back, and there you go. See the blade? It's a single edge, and this has been giving me fantastically close shaves. So let's start talking. Like I said, I took a shower, did my hair. I'm going to lather up with some other Supply products that they sent me. I've been using this since I got it, this little metal-handled brush, synthetic, and they're shaving soaps, and they have this all on their website. This isn't about these things. I'm just going to use them since they sent them to me. This is a really nice scent. What is this? White birch and sage. It's a very clean, light scent, and man, this thing lathers like crazy. So just load up a little bit on the end of your brush. I put too much because this stuff is like, a little goes a long way, and it shaves very well. Supply I think they've just hit their stride. I think they came out of the gate with a couple of designs. I wasn't huge fans of the aesthetic of those first ones, but this one, I feel like they're really honing in on it, and they're going to keep innovating and keep changing, and I'll talk about that as it relates to proprietary blades, which I'm not a fan of, as you all know. But I always say, use what works best for you. And if you like that sort of thing, if you just don't care that it's proprietary, well, then go ahead and go for it. Go for it right now. But if you do care, I'm with you. Because I'm not a big fan of it. And neither are they. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So let's lather up. Now, they sent me this big old bowl, this marble. This thing is heavy, heavy, heavy marble bowl. I'm not going to use it because I don't feel like using a bowl today, but I just wanted to show you. They sent this too. They're very generous over there. All right. Let's lather up. So yes, the whole thing that made me, well, the two things that made me take down the original video for this was the pre-release info said that the razor was made of stainless steel, and it is not. It's made of aluminum and zinc. So during that video, I called it stainless steel, said stainless steel a bunch of times. And I also thought that the blades were not proprietary. I thought they were just normal injector blades with 2 holes, but they are. And so once I learned that, I was like, oh boy, I didn't say that in the original video. In fact, I said just the opposite. That's why I took it down. So now I've got all the inside scoop. I heard from everyone. I got all your opinions. Some of you said, yes, make another video. Some said, don't. And I'm going to, because I think it's worth it. I think it's a good, see how rich and smooth that is? See how white and opaque it is? You can't see through it. It's really creamy and nice. And it smells good. Just a very pleasant, light scent. What was it? Birch and sage? What was that? Yeah, white birch and sage. All right. So, the great thing about this razor, if you're using a cartridge razor and you're scared or intimidated to use a double-edged safety razor, this is like a go-between, from cartridge to possibly this, or just staying with single edge, because I've got some fantastic razors that are my daily drivers that are single edge, just like this. And this is a good one. I've been shaving with it all week, as I said. I cut myself on the chin. I was going too fast, and I kind of took a little nick out of it, but Styptic pencil took care of that. So the cool thing about this, it's got the sort of the outline of a cartridge razor, if you're used to using those and you want to get away from that. It's got a pivoting head, which helps to hug the face. I don't need those things necessarily, but as I was discussing with a gentleman today on the phone, he says, these are kind of geared towards people that aren't like super professional. I mean, is there such a thing? I guess there is. People that make these videos like me, I guess you could call us professional wet shavers. I wouldn't, but I guess you could. Anyway, he's going for people that are cartridge razors and want to step away, but might be intimidated by a safety razor. I mean, I made a video myself saying and explaining that safety razors aren't scary, because a lot of the younger generations now, men that are starting to shave and women who want to use these for shaving their legs or whatever, didn't grow up seeing safety razors in their grandfathers or their father's bathrooms like I did. I saw my grandfather's safety razor, so I was always curious about it. I didn't know how it worked, but I never used one until, like 2011. So this is for people that are curious about it, but don't want to make the leap to a safety razor. And this is a very good razor. It shaves beautifully, quickly. It's got a great length to the handle. The handle part feels very lightweight, but up here it's got like a heft to it, And the head is small enough to get under the nose like this. I do with this one, I had to get a little bit of a sideways when I'm done to get right under the nostrils. But if you just take your time, don't rush it and go real lightly, there's really no learning curve to this razor. You don't have to worry about the angles, with the safety razor, you got to worry about how you're pitching the blade and all that stuff. This one, you don't have to. Just, it follows your face. And actually, I was noticing that it is nice along my jawline, what jawline I have, right along the front, it hugs it and goes right over the edge and takes care of those whiskers down below. I need to watch out because this is where I nicked myself yesterday, so I'm very, very cautious. So let's discuss the proprietary supply blades. Now, the gentleman I was speaking to on the phone says he understands, and the people that are at Supply understand, that having a walled garden model for selling like this and these things is not going to be successful in the long run. And he explained to me, and I will relate what he told me in as many words as I can remember, that it had to do with they have a lot of these blades left over from their original manufacturers, so they wanted to be able to use them. And they wanted to reduce blade chatter by having a third little, they had 3 little prongs that are holding, that's why those 3 holes are there. So when you open the head, you can see that they match up, 2 on the side and 1 in the middle. And he also said it had to do with the clamping of the Z-axis from the bottom and the top going down. So that's how he explained it to me. But he also said that he understood that proprietary blades and a walled garden are not ultimately a successful model. And I totally agree. I mean, that was what I led with. I said, I don't like proprietary blades. But I also told him, like I tell you guys, use what you like. If you don't give a hoot, like I said earlier, about proprietary blades, you're going to buy, you're going to stick with supply. You're going to be ride or die the whole time. And, wishing them the best of success, they'll be around for a long time. And you just keep buying blades from them. But he did tell me that they will continue looking at ways to make it so that it is not necessarily proprietary. But that'll have to come in the next version. So as we are now, proprietary blades, great razor handle, built very well. It's got a great balance. It feels good. It looks cool. The aesthetic, like I said, I prefer over their previous offerings. But those have an iconic sort of, shape to them now. And these blades, even though they're proprietary, I always try to find the good in everything. They are fantastic. They are really sharp and really smooth. And it just makes short work of my beard. And right now, this is super smooth, and that's great. I can always tell. If my cheeks feel kind of squishy and soft on that first pass, I know it's a good sharp blade, and that's what that is. So, there you go. That's kind of all of that. That's what the deal is. Now, like I said, I don't like adding plastic to the shaving thing. Like, I think this is overkill. I understand that a lot of people don't want to mess with blades with wet fingers and fumbling and cutting and stuff, but you can easily just take one of these blades, and if you had non-proprietary blades from whatever source, you could just pop the top on this thing and set it right in there. You don't need this. You don't need it. But they just have it, and if you do like it, and if you don't want to touch a blade, that's who it's for. So there you go. And if you don't care about adding plastic to things, well then, I don't know what else to tell you. So, shave with what you like, and this video is to give you the experience, the information as I have received it, and what it's like to shave with, and my thoughts and my opinion. So that's it. And this is a great little brush too. I love the little metal handle. It's got a good weight to it. So Supply, they're really coming into their own, I think. If they keep this up, they can give some of the big boys run for their money. I really think so. I've got friends at a couple of really good shaving companies here, razor companies now that I'm really impressed with, and we'll look forward to their offerings in the future because they're doing good work, I think. I mean, all the people I've dealt with on both, from all these different razor companies that are kind of doing sort of innovative and new things, not just coming out with another, double-edged safety razor, which is also great. They're doing some good stuff. They're doing interesting stuff. And I've been sent a couple of razors. There's still one that I was sent a while back that I have an NDA that I signed. I can't even talk about it. And I think the last time I looked, they hadn't even gone forward with it. And it was innovative looking, a very cool looking razor, but like major design flaws in my opinion. So I wonder if they're ironing that stuff out and will get back with me and my fellow YouTube wet shavers that received that for their input. But this one, the Supply Single Edge Max. Let me show you the name. Single Edge Max. Yeah, $79. So nothing to sneeze at. $79. You're like, ooh, really? But it'll last you a good long time. You can buy 12 of the blades for $8. That's another thing. You can get the non-proprietary blades for so much cheaper. You can get like 100 non-proprietary injector style blades for less than $20. So, but like I said, maybe you got deep pockets and you don't care. You're not looking to save money. That's what these videos are for. It's not for me to tell you what to use. It's for me to give you different ideas for use cases, and my experience with them and my opinions on them. After that, it's up to you. After that, it's up to you to decide, as it should always be. Don't do it just because I said I liked it. And, try something that I said I didn't like, because there's plenty of people out there that love some of those stinky shaving soaps that I really can't stand. Arco, I'm looking at you. Arco Shave Stick. But this thing is just effortless. You don't have to think about it. It's, as in their marketing, they really, really were focusing on there is no learning curve for this thing. And they're right. There's no learning curve. And it's easy to use. And there's another razor that this one, the head is similar to, but they solved the problem. This little thing here was the problem on the other one. And this one, solid. It feels very solid. All right, let's do another pass, shall we? Oh, man. But yeah, so they reached out to me, and they were just wanting to find out my experience. And so I told them, and it was good. It was good. That's how you should do it. Bright young man, and everybody there at Supply seems like they're really on the ball. Some good smell. That's a good smell, that white birch and sage. Yeah, good stuff. They sell whole kits, if you go to the Supply website. And I'll put, what is it, supply.co. Supply.co. They have kits. They got all these things on there. $79 for this guy. And they still sell the original single edge max, or the original Supply razors that they came out with, including the Pro. I'm gonna go very lightly now, because the third pass, most of the whiskers are gone, but there's still some little stragglers I don't like. I'm just gonna take scissors and go. You think I could do that? Probably could. I'm not gonna. I think I'm done butchering my own hair. Because the last time I did pretty well. I did like 2 or 3 in a row where I did okay. The last one, man, I just butchered it. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So back to great clips for the $15 special, man. I'm not spending a lot of money on a haircut. This is a simple haircut. If I could do it myself, I'm not spending $45 on a haircut. Come on. You're talking to the guy in the $4,500 haircut. Come on. Any Arrested Development fans out there? That was a bit of a reference. All right. I really like this. This shave brush has become one of the ones that I keep up in my the Supply shave brush. I keep it up here with my other ones. In fact, I knocked one down a peg. I can't remember. I took my Sinatra Lennon signature one and I put it back in the drawer, the little barber pole one, because that one's fine. I got a bunch of good brushes, but I really like the handle on this one. So, you've heard my thoughts, my opinions, and I read all of your comments. Congratulations for the giveaway, by the way. The winner hasn't contacted me yet, but I'm sure he will. But thank you for commenting on whether I should, redo a video about this razor. Very thoughtful stuff. Some people are like, nah, I don't need it. You've said enough. Some are like, well, that's interesting to me. I would like to know more. And that's kind of where that came in, where I was talking about use what you want to use. If you don't care it's proprietary blades, if you don't care there's a cartridge thing that you need to use to put the blades in, then go for it. And some people don't. Some people seem like, yeah, hey, that looks interesting. I want to learn more about it. So that's what this is for, because it is a dang good razor, even with the blade thing being a bit of a hang up for me. Okay, what do we got going on here? Woo! Feels good. It's a funny thing to find. Doing these videos and talking about razors was never an intention of mine. Never in the cards. I never thought about it once. It just happened. It was a fluke. I fell into it, and it's been very rewarding because I've gotten to meet so many people online, on here, in real life, and everybody's just kind of like salt of the earth people. It's somehow like when Indiana Jones took the idol and he was walking back across the stones, he had to make sure he didn't step on the wrong one. I feel like I haven't stepped on any wrong stones. I feel like there's something about the shaving community that I hate that term, shaving community. I don't know. They're just not in this for put downs and snark and everything else the internet is known for, They're just decent salt of the earth people. So it's been a real pleasure. And even though I'm semi-retired from making these videos, obviously I've been very busy lately. Oh my goodness. With all these uploads and takedowns and redos and the people. Oh, I'll tell you about that with a different one. Anyway, let me just dry off here and give my final thoughts. And what else do I have? Do I have something? Yeah, I think I'll make another video next week. And I have some thoughts about possibly putting the single edge Max up against the Supply Pro single edge, the SE Pro. We'll see head to head their old, like high-end one with their new hotness. See which one wins. I think this one might win. I certainly like the way it looks and feels better. But like I said, the other one's got sort of an iconic quality to it now, the design, the industrial design. Okay, Cremo. I don't have any Supply brand aftershave at this moment. I'm sure they probably sell it on their store, but I'm just going with Cremo because I love it so much. And I didn't nick myself, and I didn't reopen that little cut from yesterday. And that, no razor burn, no nicks. You saw how fast I was going with a brand new blade that I took out of there. Ooh, that tingle from the Cremo. Ooh, it's got some mint, it's got some menthol. And yeah. The single edge Max razor. Take it for what it is. Right now, if none of those things that bothered me bother you, get it. It's good. If they do bother you, well, don't get it. You know, it's up to you. I gave you the info. I talked to the fine folks at Supply, and this is mine now. This is mine. And as soon they're going to keep me in touch. So any new developments for like the next generation of this razor, they're going to be happy to send it to me and keep me in the loop, and we'll talk about it, and I'll give them information and suggestions. And otherwise, it's a good solid razor. I like it a lot. These blades are very sharp, and they're thick, and they're good quality. And that was an effortless, quick, fun shave. And I'm glad you were here. I'm glad I redid this. I'm glad I read all your comments, and I'm glad that you took the time to comment. Thanks to everybody at Supply, supply.co. Go check them out. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks, everybody. I'm not taking this one down. This one's staying up for time immemorial. You'll see. All right, everybody. Have a great day.